Hey everyone, I'm going to be teaching about dividing fractions, focusing on dividing whole numbers by fractions. The standard for this lesson is MAFS .5.NF.2.7. Apply and extend previous understanding of division to divide unit fractions by whole numbers and whole numbers by unit fractions. So when you're dividing, you want to remember that you are dividing how many groups. So for instance, if you have a whole number, you want to find out how many groups is in that whole number. If you have a fraction, you want to find out how many groups is in that fraction. So let's look at this problem. If 8 counters represent 1/4 of the whole, how much is one whole set? So you would have 8 as your whole number divided by 1/4. And what you want to remember is when dividing fractions, you want to remember the term reciprocal, which means to turn the fraction upside down. I'm going to show you a strategy in dividing fractions called keep, change, flip. And it's an easy way to remember the order of how to divide a fraction. Students have a lot of problems with remembering the actual order of and the steps of dividing fractions, and this is where they get messed up a lot of times. So for this problem, 8 divided by 1/4, you can see I wrote keep, so we keep the 8. Change, so we're going to change the division sign to multiplication sign. And then last, we're going to flip. So we're going to turn 1/4 into its reciprocal, turn the fraction upside down, which would be 4/1. And then we're going to multiply 8 times 4/1, which equals 32/1, or 32. Now I'm going to show you how to visually draw out this problem so you can see and relate to how the fraction looks like. So I'm going to start by reading the problem again. If 8 counters represent 1/4 of the whole, how much is in one whole set? So what we're trying to figure out is how many is in the whole set. 8 counters represent 1/4 of the whole set. So we're going to start out by drawing one box, and I'm actually going to need to draw 8 boxes. Now I have 8 boxes, and I'm going to divide them into 1/4. So to divide the box by 1/4, I'm going to actually have to draw 3 lines. 1, 2, 3, and it'll give me this would right here would represent 1/4. So now I'm going to go ahead and do that for all 8 boxes. Now that I have all my boxes divided into 1/4, I'm going to count how many 1/4 that I have. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32. So 8 divided by 1/4 equals 32. Now I'm going to show you how to use a manipulative to teach students how to divide whole numbers by fractions. Sometimes students have an issue with dividing whole numbers with fractions and doing fractions in general because they have a hard time understanding the concept of fractions and what it means to them. And so to have a tangible way to divide fractions really helps them see it and understand it and visualize it and apply it to their lives. It's good to actually use real life situations to divide fractions, so it just creates more meaning for them. So you could use this possibly in a center. I also thought of maybe taking counters or something similar and putting magnets on the back, and you can put them on the board just to show students how to do it with the counters. But what you want to do is you take your problem, you have 8 divided by 1/4, and let's represent that with these counters. So you could use this possibly in a center. I also thought of maybe taking counters or something similar and putting magnets on the back, and you can put them on the board just to show students how to do it with the counters. But what you want to do is you take your problem, you have 8 divided by 1/4, and let's represent that with these counters. Our problem said that 8 counters represent 1/4 of the whole. So how much is in one whole set? So see here, I have 8 counters, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And I know this equals 1/4. So I need to create 3 more sets to have an entire whole. Our problem said that 8 counters represent 1/4 of the whole. So how much is in one whole set? So see here, I have 8 counters, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And I know this equals 1/4. So I need to create 3 more sets to have an entire whole. Now I've created my whole set, and I've flipped over the first fourth to red to show that 8 counters, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, equals 1/4, 1/4 of the whole. So now to answer the problem, 8 divided by 1/4, we want to actually count each one of these counters. Now we can multiply 8 times 4 to get the answer, or we could count each counter to get 32. I thought another fun way to show students how to divide whole numbers by fractions would be use a Hershey's candy bar. And you can use as many as you want, just depending on what fraction you want to divide by. And students could work in groups or however, or individually. You can give a group a couple candy bars and tell them, okay, I want you to divide 4 by 1/6. So the way I have this candy bar lined up, it would be 4 groups of 6. And I would just ask students to represent the fraction that you've given them. And then you can walk around and assess, their understanding. So I've written out 4 divided by 1/6, and students can either count each sixth in the candy, or they can multiply 4 times 6. After students represent the fraction with the candy, you could ask them to solve the problem with the keep, change, flip. So with 4 divided by 1/6, you would keep. That would be 4. And now you're going to change the division sign to multiplication. And then you're going to find the reciprocal, 1/6. So that would be flip 6 over 1, which equals 24 over 1, which equals 24. And that would be the correct answer. And as you can see, when you count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24. And then just for a treat, students could divide the chocolate up and eat it. That completes my lesson. I hope you enjoyed it and took away some good strategies and learned something that will help you in the future.